it's Thursday here at Aachen and day 2 of the show jumping. Things are really starting to heat up. So I thought I'd give you an insight as to what this course is really like and how it's going to ride. So I'm going to walk it with FEI commentator Steve Hadley. Steve, hi.
Hiya.
How are you today?
Good, thanks. Yeah, good. Nice weather. It was supposed to rain, and it hasn't, which is great.
The ground would have been very slippery, wouldn't it?
I think it would. This ground needs a bit of wet on it, really, because it's just a lovely surface at the moment. It rained a couple of days ago, and it's fine now. Lovely sunny day. Great competition this will be today. There's my course plan, my spider writing on there. I go around with there's already a little faint line, but for ease myself, I go around and I put the stabilo boss thing all the way around so I can just look at it. And as you can see, it's like 2 big loops, really. Yeah.
And now when you're commentating, which you do a lot and you're so good at it, when you're commentating, is it very important for you to walk the course first so you really understand what's going on?
Yeah, I always walk the course. A really difficult course, I'd probably walk it 2 or 3 times, or walk the distances 2 or 3 times. And I also walk the jump-off track as well, which a lot of riders do.
Absolutely. Well, should we have a walk and have a look at some of the course?
There's a lot of related distances, but in this, when I say related distances, a set number of strides between each fence. There's a fence over here, the red boards there, the goat fence there, and then straight on to...
Shall we walk that distance?
We can do, yeah. I've already walked it actually, but I can't remember now what it was. We'll walk it again.
Do all the distances walk quite nicely?
Yeah, they do really, but this is a long distance here, up there. Riders can normally pace out up to about 8 strides.
It's really interesting. As soon as
7 strides and upwards, there's always an adjustment, isn't there, really?
When you get closer, they just seem to grow, these fences.
They do when you get in. I always think on the television, when you look down on fences with the cameras posted higher above, you look down on the fences, they look a lot smaller. When you get down to real life, especially when you're your height, or mine, they look bigger, don't they?
They certainly do.
Step this out up here, shall we?
Okay.
39, that's a bit of a challenge, that is. It's a bit of a half one. And then here, it's a big wide fence. Look at the width on that.
That's quite terrifying. Can I stand in the middle? Let's see how wide it really is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be getting that wrong, would you? How wide would you say that is, Steve?
180. So it's a big wide fence, And having jumped a tall vertical, skinny vertical...
I'm stuck between the flowers here. Hang on, I'm going to move over. No, we're doing the
best of routes
We
there,
didn't really, did we? No. So there's no margin for error, really, in any of this course?
They can't just land over that fence and keep coming, because they'll meet it on a half stride. It steps a real half stride. So I think there is an option there. That's one of the options. But with a huge arena like this, with the sand arena in the middle, they've got to come up and down in straight lines, really.
Is that quite unusual?
Very. It only happens here at a World Championship or a European Championship. It must make the course designer's life very difficult, because he's up one side and down the other, backward and forward, whereas normally in a normal arena like this they'd have fences going across the middle. But it's got a cater for every discipline. 5 disciplines we're having here this week. Driving, vaulting, eventing, show jumping, dressage. They've got a cater for everybody in this great arena. So, it can make life a little bit difficult.
Yes, well, they've done a great job though. It looks amazing. Now let's try and find a rider and find out what they're thinking of this course so far. Hello. Hi. Now, what are you thinking of this course so far? Have you walked it all?
I walked it all, yes. I think it's a nice course, but a nice big course. It's tricky, for sure.
There's no margin for error, is there?
No, we have to do this properly today to jump a clear round. I think it's a fair course. It's big and it's wide, but it's still fair.
Well, good luck. You don't need it. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marlene.
Now, she's a wonderful rider, isn't she? She knows
great.
how to ride this.
I think Marlene summed it up there. It's big and it's wide, which is pretty well what I said, wasn't it? Big, wide, but very straightforward. See here, this is the last fence. Don't forget they've got to jump everything twice, but they've got to go again tomorrow rather, not over the same course, different course tomorrow. A big wide oxer look here, 2 very long strides to another one. So it's a lot of power required here. They'll jump it all right, but a lot of power required here.
And because they're so wide, I guess it's very important for them to get the right stride on takeoff.
Oh, absolutely. There's no margin for error here. They've got to get it right all the way around.
Well, I wanted to ask if it's challenging enough, really, this course, because you say there's no real tricky combinations, but it's a European Championship.
It's built up to maximum height, but it's pretty straightforward. Don't forget that in 2 halves. I mean, there's the top 10 teams will be going later on this afternoon. They're the best in Europe, the best in the world virtually. And there's 12 teams before that, but have been from nations like Slovenia, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, Russia, and they're not used to jumping European Championships all the time. They're generally on a 3-star level, so this would be a big track for them. Some horses, I'm not being unkind to them, but I mean some horses and riders just haven't jumped everyday tracks like this, like the other European riders would in a Nations Cup or Global Champions Tour or anything like that. So he's got to get everybody around without upending horses and without being unkind to horses.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting competition.
I think so. I think it will be. And tomorrow, of course, it will be a different course again, down to the top 10 teams tomorrow. A real nail-biter. That's the final of the team medals. But I mean, yesterday was important. This is very important because the scores are all carried forward and they take it right to the wire. There's several nations really in contention. Germany and France and several others were really outstanding yesterday. The Netherlands won't be far away. This will suit them. And I think it's a very open competition at the moment. If you ask me to pick a winner, and I know you're about to.
I think you're psychic, Steve, because I was about to ask you that.
I thought you would be. You'd have to say that the Germans on their form yesterday were absolutely brilliant. Breathtaking, all of them.
So your money's on the Germans for this?
In their own backyard, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we'll see. Thank you so much, Steve. Pleasure to talk to you.
That's a pleasure. Thank you.